noticed something. We've noticed that we are being lied to. We got somebody peeing on our leg telling us that it's raining. And we've begun to realize it's a beautiful day here in Geauga County. Obviously, I'm not getting all the information. And that's why we're here today. This is not a protest against one individual or two individuals, one leading the Senate, one leading the House. No! This is voices coming together to speak to all of our elected representatives. Because I've got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're calling you back home. You're not doing what we've elected you to do in Washington, and now it's time to come home, and these people are going to make their voices heard. Our next speaker had the audacity to look at a man who was running for president and ask him a simple question. He said, I'm paraphrasing, I'd like to buy a company, sir. I've done my math. And if things go the way you've suggested, I'm going to get hammered. I'm basically going to lose everything. That man asked that question in a span of maybe 15 to 20 seconds. And in that time, his life instantly changed. Because he had the audacity to do what you're doing here today. To make his voice heard. And that began a chain of events which all of us have been audience to, and we've watched what has happened. And at a point when I thought they were going to ruin this man's life, you know what he did? He took that as a sign from God that his mission had just begun. No longer would he be fixing pipes and having to pull his pants up as he was bent over. God had a greater mission for him. And that mission was to speak to people about America and how he sees America. And it is an absolute pleasure to introduce this next gentleman who I've become kind of phone buddies with. It's really kind of cool. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for a fellow Ohioan, a man who knows what it's like to be on this side. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Oppenheimer, better known to all of us as Geauga. We've become lazy as a society. We have become complacent. I mean, think about 9/11 for just a second. We had patriots up the yin-yang for about 3 to 6 months, all of a sudden they disappeared. That's America for you sometimes, and that makes me sick. I mean, we'll get together over some national tragedy, but day to day, we figure someone else will take care of it. It's not the way it works. Every day you have to get up, every day you have to work, and every day you have to do what's right. Too many people sit there and pass the buck. That's never been America. That's not the America I grew up in, and it's not the America I want my son to grow up in. So we need to do our job. Liars, cheaters, thieves, you know pretty much what that is, don't you? That's called Republicans and Democrats. It's synonymous. But they're not doing anything that we, the American people, don't allow them to do. Not Americans, but people in general, you know, our natural desires, manipulation, greed. I mean, they get up to that area as far as Congress goes. They're going to take all the power they can get if we give it to them. And that's what we've done. We've kept on giving it to them. We've fallen asleep at the wheel, if you will, or drinking the Kool-Aid, whatever you want to call it. We're not doing our job. There's 4 things I like to talk about. One comes responsibility, which we failed. Accountability, which we've failed. The Constitution, and education. Those are the 4 basic things I think we need to talk about to get our government back, to get our country back. It comes to individual responsibility. That's us as Americans holding accountable the politicians, the people that we elect to represent us. That's holding them accountable. Right now, the Republicans and Democrats up there in power don't listen to us, nor do they have to, nor do they expect to have to, because we've never made them do it before. So again, it's like I said, it comes down to us. It's our responsibility to keep this going. Now you look at the Tea Parties across the nation. Are you guys familiar with what's going on in New York right now? You got the 23rd district. They're having that big race between Dee Dee, who calls herself a Republican. Then you got the Democrat. Then you got Hoffman. He's out right from the Tea Parties. The Tea Parties, I'm telling you about this because they do work. The Tea Party is making a big movement right now, and it's going great. Not only in New York, though, it's also, I'm on my way to Colorado soon. We got Brian the Carpenter out of Denver, Colorado, right out of the Tea Parties, going to represent his fellow men and women. And we got another lady named Sherilyn Eager out in Utah. She's going to represent her fellow